Chapter 2, Nikki Marshall. Earthy mint smoke rushes from my lungs and momentarily darkens the air in front of me. One last breath from the brown stick finishes what I dared to breathe in before burning the filter. I put it out and drop the remainder into the butt tray. Turning the corner of the building, I go inside using the propped open back door. The heat blasts at me. My fingertips tingle. Not too far down the hall, I walk into the staff room and hang my coat up. I unwrap the decorative white and black knit scarf from around my neck. The clock on the wall says it's 3:26, meaning the actual time should be around 3:30. My phone confirms the actual time is 3:31. That clock is getting slower. My phone buzzes. Mom texted me. I touch the notification and it opens up another screen. Pizza tonight? I reply to her 4 cheese, then put the phone back into my pocket. Time to get back to work. I walk to the front desk to relieve my substitute. "You're late," Karen sings songs. Not answering her right away, I look for the time on the phone closest to me, 3:32. Since I know that whatever I say, she won't care, I make something drastic up. "Sorry, my mom called me. She cut herself bad and is going to the hospital to get stitches." "So what? You have to leave now?" she grinds out. The thought tempts me to cut out of work early, just because of her shitty attitude, but I think better of it. "No, she just wanted to let me know." She rolls her eyes. "Whatever, I've got work to do." Karen gets up from my chair and goes back towards her office. As soon as her back is turned to me, I glare at her and project my thoughts out to her, calling her a bitch. My hand twitches, itching to give her the middle finger. I restrain only because I'm at work. A high ringing interrupts my thought. I sit in my chair and pick up the phone on the second ring. Without having to think, I start the speech they taught me on day 1. "Thank you for calling." His voice drowns mine. "I need to speak with Lewis." Keeping my sickly sweet phone voice professional, I say, "One moment, please." I press the transfer 4736 buttons. The phone rings and rings. His answering machine picks up, so I press the transfer button again and hang up the phone. Swiveling my seat, I turn towards the computer. I shake the mouse to get the screensaver to go away. Ring. I pick up the phone. "Thank you for..." "I need to speak with Lewis. I don't want to leave a message. Can you page him?" This guy again. I roll my eyes. "I'm sorry, sir. We don't have a paging system, and appears Lewis is not at his desk right now. If you leave him a message, he can get back to you as soon as he gets back." I hold my finger over the transfer button. "Well, then go look for him." I hike an eyebrow. This guy is starting to irk me. "I'm sorry, sir. I can't leave my desk. He might not even be in the building right now. He might be out on a call." I bite my tongue so I don't say anything that can get me fired. "Seriously, he's not at his desk. Leave him a damn message and he will get back to you." And then on top of it, asking me to go search for someone who might not even be here. The nerve of some people. The incompetence of people these days. My eyebrow arches. Incompetence? You work there. You are in the line of customer service. So you have to do what I say. "I want to speak with your manager," he yells out at me. I poke transfer 476 and 3. Fred picks up on the third ring. "You look like you're talking with an angry customer." He sounds a little too amused. I look up to his office. Fred is looking at me through the open blinds of his windows, so I glare back and tilt my head. "Okay, I'll talk to him." "Thank you." I press the transfer button and hang up. Shaking my head at the guy on the phone, I wish I could just let the conversation go. However, I need to figure out what he said. Incompetence? The incompetence of people these days? Incompetence? Was he calling me incompetent? He tried to call me an idiot, but he couldn't even say the word properly? Knock. Automatically, my head turns to the face of the person knocking. Fred stands on the other side of the counter, straight-faced. "So apparently I should fire you for not being able to do your job properly." "Oh, yeah?" I dare him to try, but I doubt he would. "Yeah, however, he looks around to make sure no one is going to hear what he has to say next. "Asshole, and I have work for you. How do you feel about filing for the rest of the day? It'll get you off the phone, and if he calls back, you don't have to deal with him." Turning back to the computer, I log off my name and turn around to him. "Who's taking reception?" "That would be me." Karen comes to stand beside Fred. She does not look impressed. I had a grin. This feels like payback. Fred leads me to the storage room. A few boxes are stacked on the floor. I already pulled them off the shelves earlier. I was going to make Anne do it, but now you get to. Yay! I need you to scan these to the drive and shred the paper copies. We need more room back here, and Boss Man thinks it would be better to stay away from sending them to an off-site warehouse. Scan it into a folder under the shared drive. I don't care what you call it, just tell me whatever it is later. Scan each file separately so it'll be easier to find later. Name each file under the year and company name. That should be about it. Any questions? No, I've got it, I tell him. Well, have fun. Fred turns heel and walks back to his office. Suddenly, it's one of those situations. So much work to do, but no set place to start. I just grab the closest box to me. There's a printer right outside the door that I used to scan the first document. I start a pile on the floor to be shredded. The next file has a staple in it, so do the next few after it. I don't want to wreck my manicure by trying to manually remove the metal clips, so I endeavor to find a staple remover. The closest department to me is accounting. Just around the corner of a cubicle wall, I find a surprisingly tear-filled face. For a moment, I think about backing away. However, Julie sees me. What's wrong? She bursts and starts crying harder. Julie slides off her seat and crouches behind her desk. I'm the only person that could see her unless someone comes into the cubicle area. I walk over to her and place a comforting hand on her shoulder. She has tissues on her desk. I hold out the box to her to take one. After a few moments and nose blowing, Julie calms down enough to start talking. I had an account that I placed on hold because they haven't answered any of my calls or emails for the past month, and they put $10,000 outstanding over 90 days, so I put the account on hold. Julie takes in a deep breath before she continues. Fresh tears go down her cheek. Then the customer called the sales rep, and then he called me. He yelled at me because the company is linked to a very large national account, and they're threatening to not sign the $1.2 million deal because of this. They are apparently other issues with these invoices that I didn't know about. No one told me why they weren't paying. Nothing is in the account suggesting that they were linked to a larger account. She continues to talk, and I just nod my head. It sounds like she's having a rough day. Julie pauses so I can take the chance to talk and comfort her. It sounds like the sales rep is having a bad day and is taking it out on you. There's no way you could have known. Don't worry about it so much. Do you need coffee or tea? I'm sure no one would mind if you took a break to calm down. You can just make an excuse to go fill your cup. She looks at me and nods her head. That's a good idea. Julie stands up, hugging me quickly. I don't get to react to the small girl before she walks away. There is an awkward moment while I stand alone in this section. Remembering why I'm here, I start searching through a desk drawer I think doesn't belong to anyone. I take a blue stapler remover back with me. The repetitive task helps the last hour of my shift to go by faster. Probably something about this job being so different from my regular one that makes it go by so fast. 2 boxes down, the remaining boxes will give me something to do tomorrow. I can then sort them all from the front desk. The moment the clock hits 6 o'clock, I'm ready to leave. I first putting on my jacket, then grabbing my purse from the locker, and I'm out the door shortly thereafter. I walk to the end of the parking lot. My old white beater is one of the last vehicles here. I press the unlock button on my key fob. The lock mechanism doesn't click, so I try again, making sure I press the middle of the button hard with my gel nail. It unlocks after a couple of smashes to the button. I'll have to remember to get Dad to take a look at my key fob later. He probably just needs to replace the aluminum tape again. Once inside, I place my purse on the passenger seat. I start my car and put on my seatbelt. Placing the car into gear, I head out onto the familiar trip home. It's days like this that I'm glad for my half-hour ride home. It's nice to work on the edge of the city. The highway trip is long enough to work out some feelings in the music I blast, but short enough that I'm not spending extra hours on the road each day. My phone buzzes. Are you coming to Wings Tom night? Steph asks. I take my eyes away from the text to check the road and my speed. Still in my lane, going 112. It's only 2 over the speed limit, so I'm good. I text her back, yeah, we're at. With my eyes back on the road, I correct the steering wheel to put me in the middle of the road. The sign reducing the speed limit signals the outer limits of town, so I take my foot off the gas. By the time I reach the speed limit change sign, I'm going 70. I tap the brakes to make sure I'm going the speed limit by the time I reach the lights. The next lights turn red, so I stop quickly. My phone buzzes again. Steph replied, Mall pub? Cars move around me. I look up. The light has turned green. I don't answer her back. It's only a couple minutes to my house from here. I speed up. Double checking the speed on the dashboard, I touch the brakes about half a block down. Once I pass the radar truck that's always in the same exact spot, I put my foot back on the accelerator. A couple of turns and roads later, I park out front of my house, turning down the volume so I don't deafen myself tomorrow morning when I turn off the vehicle. Turning on my phone, I respond with a "Case, you there?" and press send. I don't bother to walk my car, but I do bring my purse through to the backyard. A moment to myself before going inside the house. I pull out the butt of the cigarette and put it in the can. I find my purse perfume and spray some on me. The smell of it should cover the smell of the smoke. I really should quit one of these days. Closing my purse, I then go inside my house. The first thing to greet me is the smell of freshly delivered pizza. I take off my heeled boots and jacket and put them in their proper places. Mom and Dad are already at the table dishing out their plates and pouring their pop. Their heads are turned away from me so they don't notice me until I drop my phone in the phone basket on the side table. "Hey, sweetie, how was work?" Mom asked. Don't ask. For no reason, the pizza slice I grab gets a glare before I bite into it. "Not bad, eh?" Dad looks at me, wanting more of an explanation. Finishing the cheesy bread in my mouth, I tell them what they both want to know. "There's this bitch. Language!" Mom's interruption has a silent threat attached to it. I've never found out what that threat is, but I also don't want to find out. Sorry. Karen just gets on my nerves. She treats me like I'm an idiot, and it's just because I'm the youngest person in the office. And then there was this guy on the phone. He called me incompetent, said that I couldn't do my job properly, and tried to get me fired. It didn't work, but I'm tired of it all. I think it's time to start looking for a new job. The first slice went down a bit too quickly. I poured myself some pop while switching the conversation. "So how was your day?" Mom answers my question. "Not as interesting as yours. We had a safety meeting for half the day, and the rest of the day was a write-off. Do you still have your resume updated? Maybe somewhere closer to home this time?" She nudges. I finish the fizzy liquid in my mouth before throwing her own words back at her. "What was that again? Beggars can't be choosers? It may be a long way away, but at least it's a job and a position that can help in the long run." A piece of crust bounced off my chest and onto the table. Aren't kids your age supposed to be rebellious of your parents and not listen to a word they say? "I'm sorry, what did you say? I wasn't listening." I pick up the crust and toss it back to her. She catches the crust and takes a bite out of it. "That's better. We were thinking we'd have a movie night tonight. What do you think?" "What are we watching?" Finished eating, I grab a napkin from the center of the table and wipe the grease off. "That's right. It's my turn to pick, isn't it? I'll go pick something out. You two handle the cleanup for tonight." Mom gets up and walks over to the bookshelf holding all of our movies. I stand up, taking Mom's plate and my own. I put them in the dishwasher and go back to the living room. Dad is still eating the slice of pizza on his plate. "You done?" I point to the delivery box so he knows what I'm talking about. He mumbles something with food still in his mouth, then nods. I close the box and take it straight to the fridge, placing it on the shelf. I grab my phone out of the basket and put it back in my pocket. While Mom picks the movie, I go up the creaking stairs. I grab my phone out of the basket and put it back in my pocket. While Mom picks the movie, I go up the creaking stairs. Not much chance of sneaking out of this house. My room is on the right. I change out of my stiff office clothes for gray sweatpants and a matching sweatshirt. Back downstairs, I hear the commercials playing. Just one more thing before I go to the living room. Going through my purse, I grab the pencil and yellow silk notebook inside. Mom presses play the moment I sit down. No idea what movie this is. However, right off the start, I get the idea that it's a romantic movie. 1, because Mom picked the movie, and 2, because the girl seems to be a hopeless romantic. About 15 minutes into the movie, the girl has signed up on a dating website, and she's gone on a few horrible dates, then meets a guy that says and does all the right things, and then meets a guy on the side of the road when he gets a flat. At this point, it's about that time every romantic movie gets the gushy filler. Nothing interesting should happen until the last 15 minutes, so I open the notebook to the next blank page. Pitiful society has come to such ruin. Man against man, woman against woman. We wage wars against brothers and sisters. Because of what? For what? Yelling, screaming, hating, fighting, cursing, crying. It only hurts. For nothing. From nothing. There is no answer. Wake up and do it again. There is no end to it, none but darkness. The movie ends both on a sad and happy note. Caroline ends up with the man that helped with the flat tire. The other man dies in a car crash. She loved both of them, but death decided for her. It's a cruel twist. It's a cruel twist for a romantic comedy. I look over to my left. Mom and Dad both passed out at some point during the movie. The corners of my mouth lift briefly. They're always doing that. Both of them fall asleep during every movie we watch. It doesn't matter the genre. It doesn't matter if it's a movie they've never seen before or they've seen a million times. It doesn't matter if they were interested in the movie or not. It doesn't even matter if we watch it right when we get up in the morning. At some point, they will fall asleep. It might be 5 minutes in or it might be near the end. I think they're just always so exhausted that just one moment of comfort causes them to sleep. Dad's worse. He's always asleep by the first half and never up beyond 8 o'clock. We call him a party animal on the rare occasion he makes it to 9 o'clock. I think the last time that happened was my 18th birthday. Mom can run on 2 hours of sleep and 4 extra large coffees. There have been some occasions that she's outlasted me, especially if we're playing board games. She's so competitive. I watch them for a moment. There are no signs they'll be waking up once I've turned off the TV. The sudden silence is sometimes enough to wake them. Sneaking off, I put my poetry book back into my purse, quietly going up to my room and get ready for bed. Knock, knock. Mom opens the door. She must have woken up while I was turning things off. Good night, sweetheart. Sweet dreams. The same words each night. I say the last part with her. Don't let the bed bugs bite. She turns off the light and shuts the door. I crawl into bed. It doesn't take long for me to fall asleep.